I want, on behalf of the good people of St. Kitts and Nevis, to extend heartiest congratulations to the government and people of Taiwan, and this the occasion of their 106th anniversary of nationhood. Theirs has been a very long and distinguished journey, and one from which, as we go about our own celebration of our journey to nationhood, there are many things which we can and should emulate from their experience. The ambassador spoke well regarding the bilateral cooperation between our two countries across almost field of human endeavor, from agriculture, medicine, sports, technology, etc., etc. And therefore I won't tarry long in relation to these. But I want to, in fact, to say that as we celebrate Taiwan's own nationhood, tomorrow we will do the same with respect to St. Kitts and Nevis. This, of course, was due to the intervention of the hurricanes. Perhaps in some way there was a signaling of how close we are. So Taiwan's own National Day, October 10th, and ours, the 19th, is being celebrated tomorrow, the 7th, as if by some signaling is to indicate the deep friendship and bond which has over the last 34 years joined the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, all distance in the west, to our friends in Taiwan. And as we celebrate this auspicious moment in the lives of Taiwan, the people of Taiwan, Republic and China, we look for some similarities, even as the differences are at times so glaringly obvious. The difference that they too went through, well, similarity, a period of colonialism, sometime that is not yet known. That they went through a period of attempting to find their own and to go on a path of development, mindful always just next door was the most aggressive neighbor which they had to confront. And yet here they are, 106th anniversary being celebrated, indicating that the people of Taiwan, they have triumphed, and we should give them a round of applause. Equally, as we look at their long journey of nationhood, there is an important message that once you, as it were, have close ties with the colonial master in our respect, there is no occasion to go backwards. Indeed, the achievement of nationhood everywhere has been a signal moment in the lives of the citizens, an indication that they were prepared now to take that next journey to bring their country to a higher level of engagement, growth, and development that had hitherto been the lot. Not every country has succeeded. Haiti never succeeded, being the first one in the Western Hemisphere to have attained its independence. Zimbabwe, for some, has not sustained the bright and optimistic opportunities that then beckoned under Mugabe in his latter years. But Taiwan has been steadfast in moving forward and upward in almost every area of human endeavor. Tourism, medical tourism in particular, pharmaceutical development, science, technology, agriculture, services. Taiwan is a leader with respect to all of these. So this is a good nation to be allied with. This is a good nation with which we have established a bond, and a bond which has been unbroken for the last 34 years. It is perhaps significant that tonight, as we celebrate with Ambassador George Chu, at his table are some of the men who pioneered St. Kitts and Nevis in its visit to develop diplomatic ties with Asia. I therefore want to signal the leadership of the Right Excellent and the Right Honorable Dr. Kennedy Simmons, who was Prime Minister then when we established diplomatic relations with Taiwan way back on the 23rd of September, 1983. Let us give him a round of applause for his vision and foresight, which has withstood the test of time over the last 34 years. And equally, I want to pay tribute to Ambassador Michael Powell, then Deputy Prime Minister in that administration, for being part of a cabinet that was looking ahead way into the future. And equally, I want to pay tribute to our own Governor General, then our Attorney General, who would have in fact done a lot of the legal work that were necessary to get us on this journey. Let's give all of them and all the others who are with them in taking us along this path. At that time, it was not a popular decision because Taiwan, as it were, by 1983, had lost the recognition at the United Nations. And so countries that were developing diplomatic ties were venturing out against the norm. What then had been abnormal has now become a normal deed for the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, who have been impacted in very positive ways as a result of that landmark decision. And way back then we had no embassy, and yet that work of diplomacy had to be done. The Prime Minister then had turned to one Terry Byron, who is here, to serve as our first ambassador to the Republic of China. Could we give Terence Byron a round of applause for pioneering on that part? Finally, for me, what are some of the things that must help us on this road to nationhood and nation building? Critically, industry, ingenuity, and loyalty. And we see all three being reflected in the achievements so far, grand as they have been in the context of the Republic of China, Taiwan. Industry, how our people must appreciate work and how work can add meaning to their own lives. How our people must again be in the habit of wanting to serve, recognizing the difference between service and servitude. And whatever it is our talent and whatever it is our lot, we must do all that we are doing to our very best ability and capacity. That is critical, because it's this sense of valuing work, this sense of wanting to excel that has helped Taiwan and indeed has helped every great nation to achieve developed country status. And so I want to commend again industry to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. I want to say to our people not to get overly anxious about the participation of non-nationals in our space, because indeed we should develop a mindset that no one will outjob us in St. Kitts and Nevis. No one will be able to do better in St. Kitts and Nevis what we, the citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis, can do here. It means then that we have to inculcate, starting early in our young people, an appreciation for simple, basic chores at home, at school, and at play. It means also that we have to get people again to appreciate honest work, fair reward are important. It means again that we have to get our people to appreciate that their fortune and their welfare are linked with the success of the entities with which they work, be that entity TDC or the government or Frigate Bay or some restaurant. We have to ensure that the entities with which we work, that they are succeeding. There is a challenge which we have, and we hear it particularly in our construction sector, where persons would say to us, Kittitians and Nevisians, for them Friday is a very unique day. And you could hardly get people to go overtime, no matter the urgency, and to work extended hours on the weekend. And they say to us, faced with that challenge, realistically, how we are going to complete our hotels on time, save that we are able now to appeal to some other persons who recognize a day is a day. A day is a day, and we have to seize the opportunities that are available today. This is something that we have to pay particular attention to, because productivity and production are critical ingredients for nationhood and building a successful nation. Ingenuity and creativity, that has long been a message. And I recall a moment in history where there was much uprising in Jamaica. Jamaica has always been a country in some respect where there is temper, tumult, and at times confusion. And so way back then, in the 80s, where the ameliorated people had sent a message to the governor for onward passage to the Queen, the Queen responded to the disturbance in the Jamaican society in ways which at the time one reflected upon with disdain. But having had the benefit of hindsight to revisit and examine again, as we must do on our path to development, we understand how wise the Majesty was then. It is to their industry and ingenuity to which the Jamaican people must look to ameliorate their conditions. That is a message still relevant and resonating, even as we celebrate 34 years of independence. It is to ourselves, our industry, our creativity, our ingenuity, that we must look to ameliorate our condition. No one must come and superimpose upon us. We must bring the best of our talents, our imagination to bear to develop a stronger and better St. Kitts and Nevis. The final matter I wish to speak on very briefly is the whole question of loyalty. How could Taiwan survive 106th anniversary as a nation, and so close to it, as close as Southeast Peninsula is to Nevis, is a giant superpower in China, a powerhouse, which at times the relationship have been very difficult across the straits. And one of the other recipe then for nationhood must be always the citizens have to be loyal to their country. Loyal to their country. And that loyalty cannot be shared. To use the words made famous elsewhere, you can't have allegiance to a foreign power. And so the people of Taiwan, living in Taiwan, understanding the challenges of development for Taiwan, wanted to keep it safe and protected, understanding the values that differentiate the Republic of China from the People's Republic of China. Values of democracy and justice, to which the ambassador spoke, have decided by a majority that we have to be loyal to Taiwan, and that loyalty cannot be compromised. And so, whether it is you are associated with the DPP in Taiwan or the KMT, that loyalty to country is what has kept Taiwan safe and protected against a belligerent neighbor. And so, whether it's DPP or KMT, our relationship with Taiwan has remained on solid ground. Successive administrations after administrations have held out the hand of friendship, have sought to strengthen the bilateral relations which have been developed between Taiwan and its allies. Loyalty then to country is a critical element for nation building. And as we commemorate our own 34th anniversary of independence, I call upon all citizens and residents to give more loyalty to our country. During the campaign, I said, and we said repeatedly, we want to hear the young people say, of all the countries, be they east or west, we love St. Kitts and Nevis the best. We love, because with love we build. Because with love we can take our country to the next level, bringing to the fore the finest of values and traditions. The loyalty must be wholesome, and it cannot be shared. Cannot be shared if we are going to build a strong and powerful nation. So I want to finally end by commending the virtues of industry, of ingenuity, and loyalty to the nation, to all of our citizens and residents. And I draw these three virtues largely from an experience of our ally of longest standing, because 4 days after the 19th of September, we would have signed formally diplomatic relations with Taiwan, making it the first country with which we established diplomatic relations. And as I looked over their 106th anniversary of nationhood, it was industry, ingenuity, and loyalty that have helped keep Taiwan strong. To God be the glory, and let's raise a toast to the Republic of China, Taiwan.
Thank you.
To the people of Taiwan, cheers. To the people of Taiwan, cheers. Long live Taiwan, and long live St. Kitts and Nevis. God bless us all.